So basically, being born and brought up in Mumbai, and as you said, Mumbai is a financial center of our country. I remember first time for my work when I was traveling in Europe, and I happened to travel by Eurorail. I was what hardly 26 years old then. First thing that struck my mind was, when will we have such trains? Because I traveled from Paris to Lyon by TGV and it was almost running at an average of 300 kilometers an hour. So I reached Lyon in 2 hours, which is roughly about 600 kilometers. And I was wondering, why don't we have such trains? Because I used to travel for my work to Fort and I used to travel by local trains. We all know how crowded they are and they were very crowded then also. This is in 2001. But today, in last 10 years, after Modi ji became the Prime Minister, now we have more than 100 Vande Bharat trains which are operational. And today they are at par with Eurorail trains. So that this is a proud moment for all of us, I believe. The kind of development that has happened in last 10 years across country. If we talk in statistics, 2014 when Modi ji became Prime Minister, more than 18,500 villages, they never had electricity since independence. So we're talking 67 years, no electricity. Today in Mumbai, if there is a power breakdown for like 30 minutes and if the internet is not working, it's like we are out of oxygen. But just imagine we had 18,500 villages which never had electricity. And again a proud moment. Modi ji ensured that all these villages, barring what 2022 now, out of 18,500, there is electricity. Modi ji understands that to make public hospitals of such a number which can cater to each and every downtrodden or below poverty line family will take a lot of years. So he came up with a unique scheme, PMJAY, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, which in another language is a mediclaim, cashless mediclaim of 5 lakh rupees for all these citizens who are registered as below poverty line citizens. And now they don't need to go to KEM or JJ or just Sion Hospital or Rajawadi. They can go to their local empaneled private hospitals and they will get free treatment up to 5 lakh rupees once they have this Ayushman card. Now, in first step between 19 to 24, he has done this. And now he has a vision that from 24 to 29, every senior citizen 70 plus, immaterial of what is his class, if he's rich or poor, every single senior citizen 70 plus will now come under this PMJY scheme. So in next step, he's taking into account of all these senior citizens. Now they will also get this cashless mediclaim or Ayushman card. So somewhere I feel a lot of taxpayers always felt, particularly in Mumbai, that we are paying a lot of taxes. We are not getting good infrastructure. We are not getting. Balkrishnan ji was talking about pothole-free roads. As an MLA, 2 years back, I started pothole tourism in Mulund. So, and that I used to call engineers that let's go for a pothole tourism by walk. So taxpayers always had these questions in mind. We are paying so much of taxes. What are we getting? What are we getting? But now if you see, taxpayers are getting Vande Bharat trains. In 67 years in India, we had 74 operational airports. Today we have 149 operational airports. So in last 10 years, we added 75 new airports. So something senior citizen 70 plus who has self-esteem, he says, I am retired, I don't get much pension and I don't want to be dependent on my kids. So now he has come under PMJY scheme. So In case he needs medical assistance, now he will be covered under Ayushman card. So that thing is taken care of. We are a country of 145 crore people. So it's not going to be easy to achieve everything in 5 years or 10 years. But the kind of progress we had in last 10 years was, I think, phenomenal. An entire world is acknowledging it. Also, world is seeing us as a new superpower. All big entrepreneurs, industrialists, corporates, now they want to come into India. They want to invest it into India because they are confident that now we have a very stable government. Unfortunately, even in city like Mumbai, what are the opposition trying to do? That is a big question. Even after 75 years of independence, we are talking of languages. My opponents in this election, their most important election point or what they are banking on is Gujarati Marathi. Oh, is this a point, an election campaign point, Gujarati Marathi? Means India or Mumbai, I was just speaking to Mr. Mascarenas, Mumbai is Cosmo. And in Mumbai, I am born and brought up in Mumbai. My mother is born in Mulund 81 years back. All my speeches in Vidhan Sabha are in Marathi. I can give speeches for 1 hour in Marathi. I can read and write in Marathi. What is their point? Marathi, Gujarati. So, where are we taking these elections to? They are not, my opponent Sanjay Dina Patil is not talking about what is his vision. Thrice I went to Mankur, I was attacked. Stones were pelted on my Prachar Rath. Third time such a big stone was pelted directly on our Rath, and a lady, our Karyakarta, standing next to me, she got hit on her neck, this big stone. So, where are we? And I felt really sad that, this is Mumbai. And what is UBT up to? Or what is his candidate up to? Let it be, I speak about my vision. And wherever I go, I say, if I get elected, my vision for my constituency and Mumbai. First of all, there are 2 dumping grounds, Vikhroli and Manpur. See, there were 3 dumping grounds in entire Mumbai city. Monot is already shut. Now left out is Vikhroli and Manpur. Now again they are pointing fingers on us. Now my simple question is, Vikhroli dumping ground was sanctioned by then Shiv Sena Mayor Datta Dalvi, who is also a resident of Vikhroli. My first thing that I want to do is shut this dumping ground by end of 2025 when this gets over. Second, there is a lot of load on railways. So we have a big railway land in Mulund, part of Nahur Gaon, and there I want to initiate a railway terminus should be built. And there is a big chunk of people coming from Konkan. So my vision is that first train should be Konkan Express. Third is I want to see a slum-free Mumbai in next 10 years, in timeline. And if I get elected, I want to use all government resources and get Mumbai slum-free. We are a global city. Mumbai is financial center of India. And even today, 40% population of Mumbai lives in slums. There is no hygiene. There is no pure oxygen to breathe. If you go into slums, they don't have sunlight, they don't have pure oxygen. Of course, pollution is there everywhere, it's a concern. But here we are talking clean air, no hygiene, no toilets. And how are they living? So I want to see a slum-free Mumbai. Then there are a lot of points that I want to do for Mumbai. And as an MLA, I can say there are a couple of what I can say that satisfies me is that what I did in last 4.5 years. in Mulund, I initiated this plan of making a bird park, aviary. I did follow up, I proposed it. It took almost 16, 18 months, but I'm happy to inform that finally on 10th of March 2024, Mahanagar Palika appointed a consultant to design and make a draft tender for bird park which will come up in Mulund, and after 110 years of the Mumbai Zoo, or what we call as Rani Ka Bagh, this will be the second thing to happen in Mumbai after 110 years, because in Mumbai we don't have much tourism. All we do is on a Sunday we go to watch a movie or we go to a mall. So this bird park, and I'm also speaking to people now. Jurong Park is not functional anymore, but with my contacts in Singapore, I've already spoken a couple of times to people who are managing Jurong Bird Park, and we want to ensure that this becomes a world-class bird park like aviary, and this is going to happen. Target is before 15th of August, the work order for the contractor to build up this bird park should be executed. Second thing is, I've proposed a cable car. Mulund has very beautiful lush green hills. So I've proposed a cable car. We have a Teen Murti Mandir on the top of Mulund mountains, an observatory to be done there, so that local people can take the cable car, go on the top, and from that observation desk, we have a beautiful view of Sanjay Gandhi National Park and Tulsi Lake. So even the Mumbaikars, they can enjoy their holidays and weekends. Third thing that I got done as an MLA is two big land parcels, one in Mulund East, where we have proposed a sports complex, and one in Mulund West, where we have proposed a sports facility, but of outdoor sports. Neeraj Chopra won a gold medal for us in track and field event. That was such a big thing for us that we can win in track and field. So why can't we have a good outdoor sports facility where in times to come we also have talent, and we also can have people from Mumbai who can take their training and they can win a gold for our country. So these are few things, few achievements, few things I want to do.
I have some questions, but we'll open it up first if anyone would like to ask. Yes, Bala, sir, please.
Whereby Dr. Manmohan Singh has said that the Muslims should have the first claim over the nation's resources, A. And day for yesterday, Lalu Prasad Yadav said he demanded reservation for Muslims. What is your party's take on this?
I tell you, firstly, Manmohan Singh ji, when he was Prime Minister, whenever there were terrorist attacks in India, and particularly in Mumbai, there was a time in Mumbai wherein we used to have a bomb blast every year or every second year. And what Manmohan Singh ji would say, we will not play cricket with Pakistan. So what more do you expect from Manmohan Singh ji? This is what I'm saying. Their USP is appeasement, distribute everything. Now Lalu Prasad says that, why there should be reservation based on religion? Why can't we have, why do you want to say that Muslims should get first right on the resources of country? Why? So this is clear. They understand one thing, that by doing this only they want to target a particular vote bank. As far as my party is concerned or Modi ji's vision is concerned, I have a simple question to ask. Just few minutes back I spoke to you about Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. I ask one question. If there is a family which is registered as a below poverty line, they get this Ayushman card. So does the government computer, which issues that certificate or Ayushman card, looks at the religion or says, no, this is Muslim, he won't get. Everybody's getting. So I see this is very clear. Doesn't matter which religion you follow or you come from what religion. These schemes are for everybody, and this is Modiji's vision. Everybody should benefit. Now, what Lalu says and Manmohan Singh says, because they know it's a hard time for them, and it's very difficult for them to cross 44, 45 or 50 or whatever. So they will use everything that is possible to win, and they will go to any level. I would like to say, yes, they may not be voting for me right now. 4th June, we will come to know. But I want to make it very clear. Even citizens coming from minority communities have kids, and no father or no mother wants their 14 and 15-year-old kids to be drug addicts. Today, Mankur is the biggest den of criminals. The entire illegal gutka being distributed in city, the receiving point of the smuggled gutkas is Mankur, and from Mankur it is distributed in the entire city. Cheap drugs. Mind you, cheap drugs, the biggest receiving point and distribution center from where it starts spreading into city is Mankur. Today, a big chunk of minority citizens are very concerned because when they see their young kids getting into drugs, becoming drugs addict, any parent will be concerned for their kids. So, coming back to your question of me being attacked, see, these criminals are affiliated with, in one way or other, if you go through social media, there is some kind of affiliation which can be seen in social media with Sanjay Deena Patil, my opponent. And they have the biggest concern with my track record of last 4.5 years. Kavita ji, Masnina ji, Free Press Journal has covered my so many press conferences. During 21-22, I exposed more than 2,200 crores of scams managed, rigged by BMC, and I didn't allege. I gave proofs and I got them cancelled. So my history says that I'm not going to tolerate all these kind of crimes. And if I get elected, I want to make this Mankur drug den finish. I will finish it. I will put in my utmost strength, resources to ensure that this gutka and these drugs are finished, they are controlled. So these criminals are afraid of that and they don't want me to go there. They attack, they do stone painting.
Got it. Dear Charity.
How do you look at that? How optimistic are you that we will?
While we are talking here, Dr. Kirit Sumaya has just released a press note. In last week of February, Maharashtra Legislative Assembly, MLA Varsha Gaikwad had alleged that Mulund was sold, and I had raised an objection and I had said in-house, in assembly, that not 1 square inch of land was given for Dharavi redevelopment. So my opponents, they criticized, they tried to do a fake narrative that I'm lying, but I'm happy to inform while we are doing this, Kirit Somayaji has released a press note. He has a written confirmation from Mumbai Mahanagar Palika that not 1 square inch of land has been given till date for Dharavi redevelopment, and the land parcel which they wanted, which DRP demanded, was where we had dumping ground. For next 6 years, the letter clearly says, Kiritji has released that, BMC has written for next 6 years, all these waste accumulated on this dumping ground will undergo treatment, and so it won't be possible to give that land for next 6 years. And this is reply in writing. So I think I answered your question, which I've been saying since day one. But you know, there is a lot of toolkit also which is very active. So I feel Shiv Sena, one side blames one thing, then Congress, Varsha Gaikwad ji will tweet that Mihir Kotecha and BJP is allergic to poor people. They don't want Dharavi people to come to Mulund. Shiv Sena will say, see, they are bringing Dharavi people to Mulund. But I think Shiv Sena, UBT and Congress, they are in alliance. So they both have different opinions on Dharavi. As far as I am concerned, I am very clear. Today, दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी हो गया.
We have a question from Kalpana Sharma, and can we also just take a couple of questions and then you can read the answers because I think you have a hard stop. So, Kalpana Sharma, I'm sorry, I can't see who you are at the back, but the lady at the back in blue and pink, and then Jyoti Punwani. We come back, and Manisha.
So my question is a follow-up to this question that was asked on slums.
Yeah.
So tell us then, what is your vision of a slum-free Bombay? Because if you're not willing in your constituency to give any place for resettling slums, Mankod itself is actually a huge resettlement.
Huge, more than 75%.
Yeah, correct. So, what is your vision, that land be cleared and where will the slum dwellers who live there at present go? No, so this is a serious question.
Yeah.
Because all politicians make these grand statements, but at the end of the day, people come to Bombay, they find work, they do not find a place to live. And these are the people who are holding up the city. So I want to know from you, what is your, not BJP, not Modi ji's vision, your vision of what you mean when you say slum-free Bombay?
See, it is not only my vision what I'm going to say now. I'm trying to do this in last 4.5 years as an individual MLA and as an individual. See, principally, I believe a slum rehabilitation scheme will be successful if it is being carried out in situ. We have to understand this in principle, that any slum scheme, if you want it to be successful, it has to be done in situ, within 3 square kilometers. Because every person, like you said, that this is the labor force which is driving Mumbai. So, let's say you have a house help coming at your house. Now, if she's being shifted like 20 kilometers out, how will she come to your house? So, we need labor force where they are. And SRA schemes are the only option. I sincerely believe that. Now, how can we expedite that? This is what my vision is, which I have said in my speeches in Maharashtra Legislative Assembly also. One, it's a single window scheme, but we need to fast track these schemes. Today, the big developers or big brands, they don't enter into slum schemes. Why? Banks don't fund slum schemes. Why does bank not fund a slum scheme? Today in South Bombay, we have prime projects which are slum schemes. But bank has this hesitation that we will fund this project after the entire part of rehab is over and rehab gets an OC. Why can't you have a formula in place? You know, there was Shiv Shahi Prakalpa. 2,500 crores were allotted. And it was in joint venture with SBI. Now that was a brilliant step initiated by Devendra Fadnavis. But then it got stuck in red tapeism. Bureaucrats, full stop, comma, ifs, buts, this, that. Not one single rupee was released or given to any project out of the 2,500 crore rupees fund, which was specially for expediting slum projects. Now, what I do in Mulund as an MLA, see, I just don't blame developers. I feel developers who are taking up slum schemes are brave people. So I try and find a solution. There were a lot of stuck schemes in Mulund. And these tenants would come to me that we are not getting rents for 2 years, 3 years, and then I would call the developer, what is your problem? Then I would make them sit, bridge that gap. It is very important for the developer to finish the scheme because you will get your houses. Once you get your houses, you will have a hygienic atmosphere in your house. Sunlight will be there. You will have much cleaner air to breathe. You will have space. The lady of the house can cook separately. If there are kids, they will have little space, but of privacy to study. and there will be a lot of change in their social life. You know, once you have a building completed of rehab, the crime levels of that slum area also go down. So I've tried to mediate with SRA authorities, with BMC to clear the hurdles, because the biggest hurdle in SRA scheme, which I believe are two things: one, red tapeism; two, finance. And I feel if we can take care of that, we can achieve the dream of slum-free Mumbai in next 10 years. But the bureaucrats should work suo moto. They have to work on this mission that they are equally responsible for making Mumbai a slum-free city.
Thank you, Mihir bhai. In the interest of time, can we just take the next three questions, and we won't be able to take a fourth
Yeah.
one, I'm sorry. So there's the lady at the back, there's Jyoti Pulwani, and there's Manisha, because our next speaker is already here, plus Mihir ji also has a hard stop. So can you just take the questions and then he will answer.
Good afternoon. So I work in the area of drug harm reduction, and so as you rightly mentioned, and you talked about the sensitive issue of how certain areas have more issue of drug use. Now my question is, while sir you mentioned that you will be tackling with the cartels that are supplying drugs, the issue with drugs is that there is demand and there is supply. So you have talked about the demand area of it. For the supply, so we need rehabilitation centers. So what are your plans for making rehabilitation centers in the areas?
Yeah.
About 2 months back, the country Dinesh Rane referred to it as a den of illegal immigrants, and the locals had to go to the police and had to go to court to get an FIR filed against them for hate speech. So, if both of you, BJP, is an MLA and you're an aspiring MP, are going to stigmatize your own constituents over there as criminals and drug addicts and the biggest set of criminals, how do you expect to win their trust over? That is a big constituency of yours.
And the last question, Manisha. Can you pass the mic here, please?
You'll have to remind me the questions and everything, because they are two different
Supply side
questions.
of drugs, hate speech, and
Hate speech.
Manisha.
You said there's not much about tourism in Mumbai, and you're right in that. And you said this about the bird park in Mulund. Can you elaborate how is the project going and by when it will end? And what are your vision for to develop tourism in Mumbai?
Yeah, first I'll come to tourism in Mumbai. So two things that I said have already been initiated, they are in process. Bird park, the designer and consultant has already been appointed by Mahanagarpalika. So the work has already started. The timeline given to him is roughly by 15th of June, he will be ready with his design and the BOQ for the draft tender. By, if we talk in timelines, I am pushing hard that by 15th August, the tender to be published and the work order to be given. From there on, we are talking about 2 years for this bird park to be operational. Second part of tourism, as I said, we have very beautiful hills in Mulund, in my constituency. When I initiated this, I was an MLA, so I initiated this in my constituency. And I have proposed for a cable car going up top of the hill and an observatory deck being made there. We have such naturally beautiful Sanjay Gandhi National Park forest. Means when I was young, I used to go do a lot of trekking and we used to go on the top. It is a different world if you reach there on the top, and the beautiful view you have of lush green forest and Tulsi Lake. It's very beautiful. So I had this in mind that everybody cannot do trekking, right? So if there is a cable car, it will boost local tourism. It will also make people understand the importance of natural resources. Why trees are so important. It's not only a tourism part, but these are basically the lungs of the city. Now coming to Jyotiji's question, no. I'm not talking about any hate speech, I'm talking about facts which are on record. Second, you asked me how will I get vote if I say Mankur this and that. I will get votes because of this. Because criminals, people involved in drug trades, people involved in gutka trade are numbered. The most affected is population of Mankur because of that. Because as I said earlier, no parent wants their kids to use drugs or become drug addicts. So if you actually see or interact with these people, this is their most important concern, that our kids are getting into drugs and the region is source of drugs in Mumbai. So it is their concern that Mankur becomes drug free, Mankur becomes criminal free. So I sincerely believe I am talking about what they want. Now coming back to question raised by the lady about rehab centers, right? So there are two things, demand and supply. Yes, you destroy this entire network, it will take time. Along with it, a full government support, police support, and at the same time, you will have number of people. Then you will need rehab centers also. You're right. Because one, if there is an addict who's been using these drugs for a couple of years, he will need a lot of psychological help. So 100%, point one is to destroy this entire drug mafia. Point number two is to rehab all our kids and future generation and bring them back into mainstream. And for that, 100% more rehab centers have to be made.